Hi everybody, welcome to Live Blogger. In this video, we will design this hero section over here using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. So here we can see we have this video playing in the background, and we also have this button where we have this hover effect, and we also have this menu icon, and when we click on the menu icon, we have these menus displayed over here, and we also have animations for each of these menu items and hover effects. And if I click on this close icon, the menu items disappear. So we're going to design this in this video using HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Let's get started. Right here I have created this folder called Hero with Video BG, and I just opened it with VS Code. And also have this folder called Videos, where we have this video which we're going to use in our design. So let's start by creating the necessary files. So let's create a new file called index.html. Let's create another file called style.css. And let's create one more file called main.js. And let's start with the index.html file. So in VS Code, you can just type exclamation and press tab, and you'll have this basic HTML5 code. And here, let's link the CSS file. So I'll just type link and press tab. And here in the href, let's type style.css. And in the body, let's link our JavaScript file. So I'll just type script:/src and press tab. And here, let's type main.js. Right now, let's start with the markup of our design. So first of all, let's go ahead and create a header. And in this header, we'll create a video tag. And for the source, we need to add the source of our video. So the video is inside videos. And we have this video called herovideo.mp4. So here let's type videos/herovideo.mp4. And then we have some content. So we have this heading and we have this button. So for that, let's create a division with the class of text content. And in this, we'll create an h1. And I'll just copy this text from here. And let's paste it over here. And then we need to have a button. So for the button, I'll just create an anchor tag. And you can add the link of any page you want over here. I'll just type hash for now. And let's add a class so that we can style it in CSS. So let's give it a class of btn. And here let's type learn more. And now let's open this in our browser and let's see how it looks. So I have this extension called Live Server installed in VS Code. So once you have this extension installed, you can just right click over here in the HTML file and click on Open with Live Server. And now we can see that our video and the text content is being displayed over here, but the video is not playing. So for the video to play, you have to add an attribute called autoplay. And also we need to mute any audio that we have. So you can just type muted. And after the video ends, we need to play it again. So you can add an attribute called loop. So now we can see that the video is playing. So for now, I'll just remove the autoplay, and let's start designing all the other elements, and later we will play the video. Now the next thing we will do is we'll create this menu icon. So for that, here I'll just create a division with the class of menu icon. And let's add the icon over here. So I'll just get the icon from heroicons.com. So here I'm in heroicons.com, and let's search for menu. And let's copy this SVG from here. So I'll just click on copy SVG and let's paste it over here. And the next thing we need to do is create these menu items over here. So for that, let's create another division and let's give it a class of menu items container. And in this, the first thing we will do is we'll create this close icon. So let's create a division with the class of close icon. And let's go back to Hero Icons and let's search for close. And let's copy this SVG from here and let's paste it over here. And after this, let's go ahead and create another division for all these menu items that you see over here. So let's create a division with the class of menu items. And in this, we'll create anchor tags. And here you can add the links of your pages. And here let's type home, and I'll just duplicate it 3 more times. And here I'll just type about and services and contact. And I think that's basically it with the markup of our design. Now let's go ahead and style this using CSS. So if you go back to our design, this is how it looks right now. So let's style all of this. So the first thing we will do is we will import the fonts that we need. So we need to have this font, which is Roboto, and then we need to have this font. So let's get the fonts from Google Fonts. Alright, here I'm in the official website of Google Fonts, and let's search for the fonts that we need. So the first one is Roboto, so let's select this. And we need to have the thin version and also I think this is the bold version. So let's go ahead and click on Get Font. And the next font we need is called Protest Revolution. And this is the font. So let's select the font and let's click on Get Font. And here we can see we have the Get Embedded Code link. So let's click on that. And let's click on Import. So we can add this link to our CSS. Now here we can see for Roboto we have all these styles selected. So we just want the thin version and the bold version. So I'll just click on Change Styles. And I'll just remove all of this, and let's just select thin and regular, and we'll also select the bold version. And now let's go ahead and copy this line of code from here, and let's go back to our style.css file and let's paste it over here. Right now let's start with the styling. So the first thing we will do is we will remove the default margin of the body, and let's tap margin 0. And now let's go ahead and target the header. And we will set the width of the header to 100%, and let's set the height of the header to 100 viewport height, and let's set the height and the width of the video as well. So let's tap header, video, and let's set the width to 100% of the parent, which is header, and 100% of the parent for the height as well. And now we can see this is how it looks. Now here we have this white space on the left and the right sides, so we can just type object fit to cover, and now it covers all of that. Right now let's go ahead and style the menu icon. So this is the menu icon. So let's go back, and here let's type dot menu icon. Now we need to set the menu icon at a fixed position. So let's set the position to fixed, and let's set the right position to 40 pixels and the top position to 40 pixels as well. Right now we need to set a height for the icon. So let's type menu icon SVG, and let's set the height to 30 pixels. And here we can see we have the menu icon displayed. Now here for the menu icon, let's also add a padding of 10 pixels so that the user can click on this even if they click somewhere around here. So let's also set the cursor to pointer. Now we can see that the user can click over here as well for opening the menu. Right now let's add a background color. So let's tap background, and let's set the value to RGBA. Now A is the alpha value, which is the opacity. So let's tap 0, 0, 0, which is black color, and for the opacity let's tap 0.3. And right now it is not exactly square, so we can just tap display of flex, and now it looks alright. Now we want this menu icon to be in front of all the other elements, so let's set the Z index to a higher value. So I'll just tap 300. Now when we hover over this, we want the background color to change to black. So let's type menu icon :hover, and I'll just copy this and let's paste it over here. And here for the opacity, let's set it to 1. And let's also add a smooth transition. So I'll just tap transition, and let's set it to all 300 milliseconds ease. And now we can see that the hover effect is working. But we need to change the color of the icon. So let's go back over here, and here for the menu icon, let's set the color. So just tap color and let's set it to white, and this looks alright. Right now let's style this close icon. So let's type menu items container, because we have this division with a class of menu items container. So let's type menu items container close icon. Now for the close icon also we need to have some of these styles added. So let's copy these styles from here and let's paste it over here. And let's also set a height for the close icon. So let's tap menu items container close icon SVG, and let's set the height to 30 pixels. And here we have the close icon. And when we hover the close icon, we need to change the scale. So let's tap menu items container close icon : hover SVG, and let's tap transform, scale, and let's set the scale to 1.6. And we'll also add smooth transition. So let's tap transition of all 300 milliseconds ease. And right now we cannot test it because of this menu icon over here. Right now, let's go ahead and style this menu items container. So let's type menu items container and let's set the position to fixed. And we need to span it across the whole screen. So we can just tap inset 0. So it will set the left, right, top and bottom values to 0. And now let's set the display to grid and let's tap place items to the center. And now we can see all these elements are in the center. And let's also add a background color. So let's tap background and let's set the value to 111. And let's also set the z index of this to, let's try 400. And let's change the color of this close icon. So here for the close icon, let's type color of white. And now we can see that the hover effect is working. Now let's go ahead and style these menu items. So first of all, let's target the anchor tags. So let's tap menu items container A. And first of all, let's remove the underline. So let's tap text decoration to none. And let's set the color of all the text to white. And let's set the font family to Roboto and sans serif. And this is how it looks. Now we need to display all of these one below the other. So let's target the container, which is this division with the class of menu items. So let's tap menu items container, menu items, and let's set the display to flex and flex direction to column. And let's add a gap of 30 pixels between the elements. And let's text align everything to the center. And let's set the font size to 30 pixels. And let's set a letter spacing of 4 pixels. And let's also make it uppercase. So let's tap text transform uppercase. And let's set the font weight to light. So let's tap font weight. And let's set it to 100. And this is how it looks. Now we also need to have this hover effect. So for that, let's go back. And we will use the after selector for adding this hover effect. So here, let's tap menu items, container, A, colon, colon, after. And now if we just add a content over here, so if we just type 1, 2, 3. Here we can see that 1, 2, 3 is being displayed after all these elements. Now we don't want to display 1, 2, 3. We need to display this background rectangle. So let's remove 1, 2, 3 from here. And we need to add a height and a width. So let's tap height. And let's set the height to 100% of the element. And let's set the width to 100% of the element as well. Now we need to position this after selector relative to this anchor tag. So here let's tap position relative. And here let's type position absolute. And now let's add a background color of white. And now we can see that this element is being displayed over here. Now these rectangles should be displayed from the left side of the element. So here, let's tap left of 0. And now we can see all of them have the same width. So let's go back and let's set the width of the anchor tags to fit content. And now we can see all these rectangles have the width of the text. And let's also bring it to the center. So here for the container division, let's type align items to the center. Now by default, we don't want to display this rectangle. So here we will set the width to 0%. And let's tap menu items container, A, colon, hover, colon, colon, after. So when we hover over this, we will set the width to 100%. And let's also add a smooth transition. So let's tap transition all 300 milliseconds ease. And when the rectangle is displayed, we need to change the color of the text to black. So here let's tap menu items container, A, colon, hover, color of black. And right now it is not being displayed because the rectangle is on top of the text. So here for the after element, let's tap z index of -1. And now we can see that it is being displayed correctly. Now let's also set the width of the rectangle to a higher value. So let's type 120%. And now we can see that it is not aligned correctly. So let's go back, and here let's set the left value to 50%, and let's tap transform, translate x, negative 50%, so it will be in the exact center. And now I think it looks all right. And by default, this menu items should not be displayed. So here for the menu items container, let's set the transform translate x to 100%, so it will be out of the screen on the right side. Now when we want to display it, we will add a class of active to this. So let's tap menu items container dot active, and let's set the transform translate to a value of 0. And now if you go back, it is not being displayed. But if we add the active class in the HTML, so here let's add the class of active, and now we can see that the menu items are being displayed. Now we'll also add a smooth transition for this transform. So let's type transition, and let's set it to all 1000 milliseconds, which is 1 second. And for the easing, I'll just use a cubic Bezier. So I'll just type cubic Bezier, and for the values, I'll just type 0.17, 0.67, and 0.1. Now you can experiment with these values and get the desired result you want. So while we are here, let's also go ahead and add the functionality of this close and menu icons. So if you go to the HTML file, here we can see we have this division with the class of menu icon. And for the close icon, we have this division with the class of close icon. So let's target them in the JavaScript. So let's type const menu icon equals document.query selector menu icon, and const close icon equals document.query selector close icon. Now we need to add and remove the class active to this menu items container. So first of all, I'll just remove the active class from here, and let's target this menu items container. So let's type const menu items container equals document.query selector menu items container. And let's add an event listener to this menu icon. So let's type menu icon dot add event listener, click, and when we click on the menu icon, we need to add the active class to the menu items container. So let's type menu items container dot class list dot add active, and we need to remove the active class when we click on the close icon. So let's copy this and let's paste it down here, and here let's tap close icon, and here let's tap remove. And now let's go back, and if I click on this menu icon, we have the menu items displayed, and if I click on this close icon, it disappears. But we don't have the smooth transition, so let's see what's the problem. Let's go back, let's go to the style.css file, and the problem is this cubic Bezier. We had to add a comma over here, not a dot. So now it should work. So let's go back, and let's click on this menu icon, and we have the menus displayed over here. And if I click on this close icon, it disappears. So it is working all right. Right now, let's go ahead and style the other elements. So we need to style this text content. So we have this division with the class of text content over here. So let's go back, and here let's tap text content or header text content, and let's set the position to absolute, and it should be relative to the header. So for the header, let's scroll up, and here we have the header. So I'll just tap position relative. Let's scroll down, and here let's set the bottom position to 180 pixels. Let's set the width to 100%, and we'll also add max width, and let's set it to 1000 pixels. And here we can see this is how it looks. Now if you add a background color over here, we can see that it is on the left side. So let's tap left of 50%, and now it starts from the center. So here we need to tap transform, translate x negative 50%, and now it is exactly in the center. Right now, let's also text align it to the center. So I'll just tap text align center, and let's remove this background color from here, and let's set the default font to Roboto sans serif. And now let's style this h1. So let's type header h1. Let's set the font size to 60 pixels. Let's set the font family to Protest Revolution sans serif, and let's remove the margins, And from the left and the right, we will add a margin of 30 pixels. So let's type margin inline 30 pixels. And let's set the color of the text to white. And now let's style this button. So for the button, we had given it a class of btn. So let's type btn and let's add a border of 2 pixels solid white. Let's set the color of the text to white. Let's add a padding of 12 pixels top and bottom, 24 pixels left and right. Let's set it to display of inline block. And let's remove the underline. So let's type text decoration to none. Let's set the letter spacing to 4 pixels. And let's type text transform uppercase. And let's add a margin top. So let's type margin top of 20 pixels. Now when we hover over this text, we need to change the background color and the color of the text. So here we'll just add a transition of all 700 milliseconds ease. And let's type btn hover. And let's set the background color to white and the color of the text to black. And now we can see we have this hover effect. Now when we are on smaller screens, let's add a different styling. So we'll just bring it to the left side. So here we can see the text is on the left side and to the bottom a little bit. So let's do that. So here we will add a media query. So let's type at media and let's set the max width to 900 pixels. And we will set the text align to the left. So let's type header, text content, and let's type text align to the left. And from the bottom, we will have 80 pixels. So this is how it looks. Now, even for the button, we need to have margin on the left and the right sides. So let's type margin inline of 30 pixels. Now, when we are on smaller screens, we need to reduce the font size. So here, let's type header h1 and let's set the font size to 50 pixels and everything looks all right. So now we can see it is completely responsive and the menu icon is also working all right. Right now, let's go ahead and start playing the video. So here we can just add the autoplay attribute. And now we can see that the video is being played and everything is looking all right. Now the last thing we will do is we will add this animation for each of these menu items when they are displayed. So let's do that. Let's go back over here and let's go to the style.css file. Now here the first thing we will do is by default we will set the opacity of the menu items. So these anchor tags to 0. So let's tap opacity 0 and we'll also bring it down a little bit. So let's tap transform, translate y of let's try 10 pixels. And now when we have the active class added to the menu items container, we need to add an animation to this anchor tag. So let's tap menu items container dot active a and let's tap animation and let's call it fade in or fade up and let's set the duration to 0.9 seconds and ease and forward so that the last state of the animation is preserved. And let's also add an animation delay. So we need to display the animation after this menu item is displayed. So we need to add an animation delay. So let's tap animation delay and let's set it to 400 milliseconds. And now let's create this animation called fade up. So let's tap add keyframes and let's call it fade up. And by default, this is the state of this anchor tag. So we can directly go ahead and add the last state. So we can just tap 100% or you can also tap 2. And here let's set the opacity back to 1. And let's also type transform, translate y back to 0. Right now let's go back and now we can see that the animation is working. But all of them are being displayed at once. So we want to display each of these one by one. So here we can see that each of the menu items are displayed one by one. So for that, let's go back and we need to add different animation delays to each of the anchor tags. Now you can automate that using JavaScript, but since we just have 4 of these, I'll just add it right here. So let's type menu items container dot active menu items a colon nth child 1. So this will set the first child, which is the first anchor tag, and we will set the animation delay to 0.2 seconds. Now you can experiment with these values for different styles. So I'll just copy this and paste it 3 more times. And for the second one, let's set the delay to 0.4 seconds. And for the third one, let's set the delay to 0.6 seconds. And for the fourth one, which is the last one, let's set a delay of 0.8 seconds. Now let's go back. And now we can see that all of these are displayed one by one. So everything is working all right. So that's basically how you can create this hero section with this video background and this animated menu items using HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Alright, so that's basically it for this video. If you have any doubts, you can ask in the comments below. And if you like this video, please click on the like button and subscribe to this channel to get the latest video updates. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a nice day.